role do you think that parents play in keeping the arts alive?
Oh my God, parents are the very foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And the unfortunate thing is that so many of our parents that I experienced in my career really took that attitude of it's just music.
Sure.
And it's not going to carry you anywhere. It's not going to do anything. It's not so much that it's just music. It's that your child is in something. I bring my parents back. My dad was a mailman, my mom was a teacher. And even though both of them were my dad was a college grad, but you know, coming up from Tennessee, sometimes
Right.
it wasn't as easy.
Sure.
In the 30s and the 40s. But they never missed a performance that my brother and I went in. And especially when I declared music, and I broke the mold away a little bit. My brother was scheduled to be the doctor, as my father's father was, my grandfather on my father's side was a doctor.
Right.
And I was to be a lawyer.
Mm.
And I had every intention going to college, of going to law school, and this thing called music, which started like 6 years before when I went, and it just stuck with me. And when my band director said 30 or 40 years of your life, and that was, 1967, which is what was that, 52 years now. And I've never looked back. Parents must support their children in all things that they want to do. You just can't give a kid a horn and say, here, you do that.
Right.
You have to understand that this is something, and they're going to sound horrible.
100%. 100%.
I told parents, I said, please,
Yeah.
they are going to sound horrible when they first start. Support them, because this is a college scholarship track.
Right.
This is a occupational track. From that horn, you can move off into so many areas. It's a multi-tentacle profession that we are in, not just performance.
Right.
The performance is the tip of the iceberg. You know, there's so many things that go on that you can learn from that. And the parents have to support them. You look back and you go and I'll say it, most of our black parents need to jump up and support. I understand that there might be physical things, but I see you must have support. Parents must support their kids. They must understand that the horn that you are buying will save you money in the future. It might cost you $1,000, $500, but it will save you at least $12,000 to $20,000 in college costs. It will save you money, and I hate to say it, bail money. It'll save you from having to that, because if you're in band rehearsal, you don't have time to rob, you don't have time to gangbang, because if it's done right, you are so tired, and then you have, I call them, your wonderful, crazy band directors who change their entire persona when a note is not right.
Right.
They are so nice, and all of a sudden, here comes, I call them Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. All of a sudden, you'll sit back and you say, hey man, that's really good. And then all of a sudden, the face will come around when a bad note goes, why? You know, and the language I'm using is so much nicer than the reality of what it is.
Right.
But it starts there, and then you start, and then you involve yourself in the parent organizations. Come back and support these kids. These kids, they'll end up saying, you don't want to go, Mama, you don't want to go, you don't want to go. Yes, they do. Yes, you do. You want to see somebody in that audience. I will never forget, my mother passed away in February, and she was at my last concert in 1998. Mama died in February of 99, and she was at the concert. She was at the concert, and she just sat there and was enjoying herself so much. She never missed with my dad. She never missed a concert that I was in. She never missed. And that means a lot for a kid. Oh yeah, it kind of impedes you. All right, let's go home. Oh, well, I'm going out with the guys and the gals. You know? But parents, you must support your children. That starts at the beginning. You support your children. Don't give them no dollar bill and say, come home. You come to the concert.
Right.
You make up the bank. You come to the awards banquet. You make a big deal out of what they do.
Right.
And it's going to come back to you. And this gentleman here is perfect example.
Absolutely.
Right here.
100%. 100%.
Example.
I'm going to take a quick break and we're going to bring it right back around because I really want to get in on that and talk about my mom and how she became the quintessential band mom a little bit and how you can do the same thing for your kids.